Mirror talking reckless again, pointing out the cracks in my skin, saying I should be more than I am, like I ain't already doing the best that I can. Scrolling through perfection all day, comparing my light away. Why I feel like I'm late to the race, when I've been running at my own pace. Always thinking they gon' find me out, like I'm just a one mistake from falling down. But what if I've been holding the crown and just forgot it somehow? I get insecure sometimes, feel like I'm walking a thin white line. Like if they look too deep, they'll see all the doubt inside of me. But I'm learning, I don't gotta prove, I don't gotta shrink to fit the room. I've been enough my whole life short, even when I feel insecure. Heartbeat race when love gets close, scared they'll see what I don't show. All the places I ain't healed, all the questions I conceal. Trying to be what they deserve, overthinking every word. Why I gotta earn my place in every single space. Always thinking they gon' leave me out, like I'm too much and not enough. But maybe the truth is loud, I've been stronger than I thought it. I get insecure sometimes, feel like I'm walking a thin white line. Like if they look too deep, they'll see all the doubt inside of me. But I'm learning, I don't gotta prove, I don't gotta shrink to fit the room. I've been loved my whole life, sure, even when I feel insecure. Confidence ain't loud all the time, sometimes it's quiet, still choosing to shine. Still showing up when fear says hi, still loving me on the inside. I ain't broken, I'm becoming, every scar is proof I'm something. If they see my flaws, that's fine, they just see a human trying. I get insecure sometimes, but that don't mean I'm not divine. They look too deep, they'll see a woman growing beautifully. Yeah, I don't gotta prove my worth, I've been magic since my birth. I'm still standing, still pure, even when I feel insecure. Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the love palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of D. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the love palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of D. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them. She don't beg, she just glows. Mirror talking reckless again, pointing out the cracks in my skin, saying I should be more than I am, like I ain't already doing the best that I can.
Have you ever smiled in a room full of people and still felt alone inside your own mind? Have you ever achieved something you prayed for only to question whether you truly deserved it? Have you ever been loved, reassured, affirmed, and still felt that quiet fear that it would disappear at any moment. That quiet tightening in your chest, that second guessing after you speak, that needs to replay conversations just to make sure you didn't say the wrong thing. That is insecurity. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it disguises itself as perfectionism, ambition, independence, and even confidence. But underneath it all, it's simple truth. Insecurity is the experience of not feeling safe within yourself. So today, we're not skimming the surface. We're going deep into the definition, the origins, the behaviors, and even those relationship dynamics with the jealousy, the duality, and most importantly, the healing. Welcome to Daily Dose of D. Grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Dose of D. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing fine and in high energy today because we have made it to Friday. Yes, it's Friday, y'all. Some people call it Friday. Some just say Happy Friday. Some say TGIF because they ready to get the weekend on. But here at Daily Dose today we're calling this Feeling Fabulous Friday. Because you know what? I want y'all to feel fabulous today. Because I'm feeling pretty fabulous. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling fabulous today. And hopefully, after we have this conversation, you could take this, what resonates with you, and go on and have a feeling fabulous Friday. So, with that being said, let's get into the word of the day. Insecure, of a person not confident or assured, uncertain, and anxious. And let's not forget the quote of the day. Some people may decide to hate you for no reason, simply because your confidence reminds them of their own securities. You feel me? You feel me? So let's go ahead and get into this wonderful conversation about insecure. Because I don't want y'all to be insecure today. I want y'all to feel fabulous. So let's go ahead and go into it. When we're referring to a person, the word insecure describes someone who lacks confidence in their own worth, their abilities, or their place in relationships. It is a state of internal uncertainty. An insecure person does not feel anchored. They don't feel anchored. Their sense of values fluctuates depending on the feedback they get, validation, comparison, or circumstances. They may appear capable and even accomplished, yet internally question whether they measure up. Because insecurity is not simply being nervous, it's a persistent undercurrent of self doubt. This state of being often involves a persistent fear that others will discover one's perceived flaws, or that one is simply not enough for the demand of life. The origin of the word, it reveals something even deeper in my family. Because insecure comes from the Latin word insecure, which combines in. So that in part meaning not, and secure us meaning safe or free from care. The word Secure us, as I mentioned, itself is found from C, S-E, meaning without, and cura, meaning care or anxiety. So, etymologically, it literally translates to being not without care. It suggests a state where a person is never feeling at rest, lacking the internal safety net that allows for a carefree existence. So, at its root, to be secure meant to be without worry, without anxiety, without threat. Therefore, to be insecure literally means to not feel safe, to not feel free from internal concern. When a person is insecure, they are not simply lacking confidence, they are experiencing an internal sense of instability, as though something essential should be taken away or can be taken away at any moment. The core characteristics of this state involve our over resilience on external validation. You want people to validate you outside, or and a fragile ego that is easily bruised by criticism. This is leading to common behaviors like constant self deprivation or an intense need to please everyone around them. Okay? So, when this insecurity comes up, there's different types of insecurity. And I'm going to talk about a couple of those, a few of those. Well, about four or five of those, okay? So, insecurity doesn't just appear in one single form, like I just mentioned. It spreads in different areas of life, and most people experience more than one type. So, let's talk about this first type. This is the personal insecurity. It centers around self worth. It lives in your thoughts and your questions, your intelligence, your personality, your value, and your competence. Even after having done something successful, it whispers that it was just luck. Even after praise, it suggests people are just being polite, or should I say, nice. So then we go and run into the basic insecurity, which often stems from childhood and relates to a fundamental lack of safety or belonging in one's earliest environment. That's just the basic one, okay? So the social insecurity, this shows up in group settings and public environments. It creates hyper awareness about how others perceive you. You may overanalyze people's facial expression, the tone shifts, pauses in conversation, or laughter. Social insecurity magnifies normal interactions into imagined evaluation. So, where the fear of judgment or embarrassment in public setting dominates a person's thought. Now, let's talk about that relationship insecurity. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Relationship insecurity is tied to attachment and emotional safety. It produces fear of abandonment, jealousy, being clingy, and emotional withdrawal. Even when a person gives you reassurance, that internal fear remains that love is fragile and that you can leave and just disappear. Characterized by a chronic fear of abandonment or the belief that the partner is only with them out of pity or temporary convenient. So now let's talk about that job or career or professional insecurity, where an individual feels that their competence is consistently under threat or that their position is never truly stable, despite their achievements. Body or appearance insecurity focuses on physical images. It is often amplified by comparison, cultural, and most importantly, this unrealistic standards. We be on social media, and you know what? There's so much um, capping and catfishing going on, and just straight lying. That the standards that we're trying to live up to, even in a professional setting or in life, are unrealistic standards. It creates the belief that attractiveness equals worth. And that acceptance is conditional upon appearance. Each of these types of insecurity feed into a cycle of self doubt that can overlap and intensify the others. But, excuse me, but they share the same root. All of these types share the same root, and that root is fear of not being enough. Now, let me just talk about this insecurity of self or body appearance. You don't have to be insecure about anything that is how you appear or how you look or what size you are, what your hair looks like, because you've got to find the love within you. I was watching a TikTok the other day of a wonderful, great man that's told women, don't be out here being insecure about how you look or how your hair is, how your teeth is, your appearance is, because there's somebody for everybody. And most important, there's somebody that likes it, and that's you. And there's going to be somebody that likes it as well. So let me pause here because I need to drink me some water, and you might need to take a sip of whatever you're drinking too. If you ever felt that quiet, not safe feeling inside, even when everything looks fine on the outside, I need you to know that you're not strange for that. You're human. And if this conversation already feels personal, stay with me because we just getting started and we're going to have some healing because it's feeling good Friday, feeling fabulous Friday. Right after these messages, I'll be right with you.
Today's Daily Dose of D, we're breaking down the word insecure. Insecure is an adjective that means you're not confident or assured. It's that uncertain, anxious feeling that makes you doubt yourself, your worth, or your abilities. When someone says they're feeling insecure, think and can't quite find solid ground. Your sense of value feels loose, easily swayed by what other people say or don't say. When we live in that space, our worth keeps leaning on feedback, on comparisons, on someone else's thumbs up. And that gets
Holistic royalty, she move well, mind, body,
Welcome back, family. Now, listen, this morning, about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Holistic Royalty by Kels on her YouTube channel. We did some meditation, and she always has me in relax, so I have to really stay up this time again because right after the meditation, she did some bed yoga. And when I tell you my body is feels stretched out and relaxed, and you know what? People don't think that yoga is a workout. You can even work up a sweat because I did. So make sure you subscribe to Holistic Royalty by Kels on YouTube so you can tap into that meditation and that yoga. She does that on Monday, meditations on Monday, and meditation and yoga on Mondays. So, you know what you could do too? If you're getting tap into it, you could do it tonight before you go to bed because you'll be feeling right. That meditation to get you relaxed, and just go ahead and do that yoga because you already be in the bed. All right, let's go continue into our conversation, right? Because we are talking about insecure, the hidden language of not feeling safe. Feeling insecure means experiencing reoccurring doubt about your value, stability, or your belonging. It's not simply being nervous occasionally. It's a deeper pattern of question yourself, even in the moments that you feel steady and safe. It creates emotional sensitivity where natural events can feel threatening. To feel insecure is to live with a constant internal check and balance system that is heavily biased toward the negative. It is a sense of instability that makes one feel as though they are standing or shaking on shaky ground, even when things are going well. You see, the key aspects of feeling insecure, these include like emotional dependence on validation, meaning you are waiting for people outside to validate you. Then you have fear based thinking patterns of I'm not worthy. What if I do this? You have all these fears that come up and an amplified inner critic, right? I'm just stupid. I never do anything right. Oh, this is not great enough. hmm Your mood may shift based on how someone responds to you. And you may interpret silence as rejection or constructive feedback as confirmation of inadequacy. There is often a constant scanning for potential loss or embarrassment. These feelings include a heightened sensitivity of social cues and a tendency to interpret neutral events as personal rejection. So, these things can show up in life in your relationship. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Because insecurity may look like over analyzing those text messages or seeking reassurance repeatedly. Let me pick up the phone. Let me see who they're texting. Or, um, do you love me? You don't love me. Why would you love somebody like me? Did you say that you love me? That's how it looks in relationships. At work, it may look as an imposter syndrome, a reluctance to speak up. And on social media, here we go, y'all. On social media, it shows up as comparison and validation seeking. You begin to compare yourself to people on these social media and seeking validation from others still. It often manifests as harsh self talk and perfectionism. Insecurity shows up wherever identity feels unstable. Let me say this again. Insecurity shows up wherever identity feels shaky or unstable. Overthinking, like I said, a simple text message for hours, or feeling a knot in your stomach when walking in a room of strangers. It shows up prominently in high stake environments, such as a new job. Like I said, that imposter syndrome might take hold, or in social circles where one feels the need to wear a mask to be accepted. It's a persuasive sense of vulnerability that whispers that you are on the verge of being found out or cast aside. So you may ask yourself, or ask me, Goddess D, what are some signs of being insecure? Well, let's talk about. The signs of insecurity fall into emotional, emotional, behavioral, and social patterns. Emotionally, insecurity can cause hypersensitivity to criticism. hmm When you are getting feedback, you're extra sensitive. You're like either you're sensitive on the crying side or you're sensitive on the angry side. You get too angry or you get too teary eyed. It's it shows up as defensiveness or withdrawal. A person may struggle to accept compliments and may need constant reassurance that they are valued. Their mood may fluctuate depending on how others respond to them. A tendency to be overly critical of others, to deflect from their own flaws, and a frequent need for reassurance. Let me say this again. Emotional insecurity, this a sign is a tendency to be overcritical of others, to deflect of people looking at your flaws, and a frequent need of reassurance that you're okay, that I'm the best. hmm Behavioral insecurity. Let's talk about that. That can lead to overcompensation. Some people dominate conversations to prove competent. Haven't we seen that? Especially on social media. They overtalk each other, or let me say this, or this and that, and they over dominate a conversation. Others minimize themselves through self deprecating humor to avoid judgment. Example. Well, you know that what I did there, I just did this and that ain't nothing. Shoot, I just be doing stuff and it don't even seem right because they don't want to hear the feedback, a judgment of others. So they go ahead and put themselves down to avoid judgment. People pleasing becomes a strategy for safety. You are going into environments or social media platforms to people place to get along, even if you don't agree with what they're saying. You're going to go ahead and go along with it. You could go into an environment and it might not be your vibe. And instead of leaving or finding people that you resonate with, you begin to have conversations with people and just to please them. Boundaries. When you have behavioral insecurity, boundaries may be weak because saying no feels risky. Then you have the other side. Perfectionism develops as an attempt to avoid criticism altogether. So you're making sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed, everything is so perfect when in reality, There's no such thing as perfection, right? But you don't want to hear no criticisms from anybody. So you're going to try to be a perfectionist. Fishing for praise, staying quiet in meetings of fear, or saying something just praying out stupid just to be part of the conversation. Talking excessively to dominate a conversation and prevent any awkward silence. Now, socially and in communication, insecurity can show up as difficulty having eye contact. It's as simple as that. Interrupting to assert intelligence. Well, I researched this and it says this and that. That's what that looks like. Oversharing to fast track a connection, or just being plain on silent just to avoid mistakes. Now, that one right there, when people be too silent, I'll be like, okay, what's going on? And don't get me wrong, I understand that people are shy, but even shy people have conversation. I'm talking about them people that just don't say nothing. And you be like, are you there? Are you listening? Are you okay? Or you are with social media and it's a whole platform of people and you're not even saying nothing because you're afraid you're going to make a mistake. Other manifestations include procrastination, which is driven by fear of failure, subtle com- competitiveness. It'll be very subtle, and sometimes you might not catch it. Somebody might be trying to compete with you, and you don't even notice because they're insecure. It's very, very subtle. You could be jealous or controlling tendencies in a relationship. When I call you, you better pick up that phone. Right? That's what you hear. When I call you, you better pick up that phone. That's a controlling tendency in a relationship. Insecurity can be loud and performative or quiet and internalized. These signs are the body's way of signaling that it does not feel safe or worthy in its current environment, acting as a defense shield against potential social attack. So take a second, think about where this shows up for you personally. I know I had to, but no judgment. It's not judgment over here at the Love Palace. It's just awareness. Awareness is not a weakness, it's the beginning of power. So keep this in mind. Let me say that again. Think about all these insecurities we talked about. And does this show up for you personally? And like I said, I'm not going to judge you because this is about being aware. And the awareness is not a weakness, it's the beginning of power. Now we're going to go on with this conversation right after these messages, okay? I'll be right back.
I realize this is not as obvious, so maybe we should talk about what insecurities actually look like. In my experience, these are a few signs: constantly making fun of people, constantly mocking people and their efforts, being really, really critical. I feel like this is a sneaky one, but enmeshment. So, like being really preoccupied with other people's lives, that might reveal some insecurity about how you feel about your own life, so you rather focus on theirs. Believing that people are always judging you or criticizing you even when they aren't. This is another sneaky one, but taking someone else's confidence as critique of your own life. Example, a friend might be pursuing their health goals, and then you take that as criticism of you not pursuing your health goals, when in reality, that person is just doing what's best for them and it has nothing to do with you at all. This is an obvious one, but lying, being manipulative or concealing the truth, obvious insecurity. Being afraid to use your voice or show up. I can't think of any more, but can you? If so, share in the comments, let me know. These are all tools to improve our relationship with ourselves and others.
I start on left, feet and with sand. Ocean knows my name before I ever speak back. salt in the skin, wind in my hair, standing where to meet sky. I'm aware I look up once, heaven responds. White light moves through, truth carries on. I don't walk alone, never did. Body and clothes keeps me for what I skip. He don't say much, just stands his ground. Every near miss, he was around. I don't need pain to touch the night. I carry it all. I carry it fine.
Welcome back, Love Palace family. Now listen here. Blended Healing has this series called The Journey, Understanding You. I believe that's the title. Understanding You. Let me make understanding self. Still same difference. Okay. When I tell you, if you want to become the higher version of yourself and not be insecure, that is the place to be. I am enjoying this series. She got us doing homework, y'all. She got us doing homework. I got to do some when I get off of here. No, I already did it. But you got to do your home. She got us doing homework. And it's really, really helping me personally to understand me. So tap in and subscribe to Blended Healing Realms. Make sure you like and go ahead and share that out because that's some good information. Because some of us really need to understand who we are in order not to be insecure. Y'all see how I did that? hmm So let's go back and get into this discussion today on this Feeling Fabulous Friday. So let me ask y'all a question or give you something to think about. Does insecure mean jealous? Let me ask that again. Does insecure mean jealous? Is being insecure the same as being jealous? Well, they're very closely linked, but they're not identical. They're more like fraternal. Insecurity is the root, the internal belief that one is inadequate or replaceable, not enough, or that something important is unstable. Okay? So, insecurity is the internal belief that you're replaceable, that you're not enough, or it's something that you're unstable. Okay? We got insecurity. Now, jealousy, on the other hand, is the reaction, the protective and often aggressive response to a perceived threat to a valid relationship. You see how jealousy is the reaction of the aggression of being protected or perceived threatened or to a valued relationship. When someone feels insecure about their place in a relationship, jealousy can emerge as a protective response. Let me say that again. When someone feels insecure about their place in a relationship, jealousy emerges as a protective response. Okay? So, the connection, the connection, this is how they're like fraternal, right? Is rooted in fear. Insecurity whispers that you might lose something because you're not sufficient. Jealousy reacts by becoming alert, suspicious, or even controlling. Jealousy almost grows in the soil of insecurity. Almost. If a person feels insecure in their own value, they are less likely to view others as threats. They are less likely to view others as threats. Let me say that again. If a person feels insecure in their own values, they are less likely to view others as threats. less likely to view others as threat. One little word can make a whole sentence difference, y'all. If a person feels secure in their own values, they are less likely to view others as threats. Let me get it right, get it tight. Okay? When someone is jealous, they are essentially protecting their internal fear as being less than unto a third party. hmm Turning their private insecurity into a public conflict. Without insecurity, jealousy is usually temporary and manageable. So when you address an insecurity at the root, it reduces jealousy at the surface. Now, let's talk about this right here. We talked about jealousy and insecure. We're going to talk about the biggest security right there. See that scrolling up there? The biggest security, the visibility, and how it affects relationships. Okay? So, addressing the biggest security is difficult because you know why? It's very subjective. The ultimate insecurity is the fear of being fundamentally unlovable and not being enough. Let me say this again. The biggest insecurity is the fear of being unlovable and not being enough. The fear branches into concerns about your intelligence, your attractiveness, your success, and just being lovable. It quietly influences choices, reactions, and relationship patterns. When asked if people can tell if someone is insecure, the answer is generally yes. While people may point it out, they often sense the tension. They try hard energy, the try hard energy, or the defense walls that an insecure person puts up. People often sense insecurity even when it's masked. Let me say that again. People often sense insecurity even when you have a mask on. Often, others may not be labeled, it may not be labeled as insecurity, but you feel the instability. hmm So it might not, others often don't label it as insecurity. They be like, I'm not insecure, but you feel a little sense of the person being unstable or yourself being unstable. An insecure person might treat others through comparison, control, or withdrawal. They may criticize to feel superior, cling to a safe place, or distance themselves to avoid anticipated rejection. An insecure person might treat others with extreme submissiveness or with arrogance and condescending as a way to strike first before they could be judged. Don't we see this? Especially in the world of social media. Don't you see this? They might treat people like, oh, you're just the greatest. And they overdo it. Like, that irritates me out. That my reserved nerve when people, oh, you're just so great. And you just do this and this. And, oh, whatever you say, oh, yes, I'm going to do that. Or even in relationships. I do not like to see a relationship romantic where whatever you say or I'm gonna do or that no, you're a little bit insecure to me. And then you have the arrogant behavior that we also see on social media where they're gonna strike first before you can judge them. I'm gonna go ahead and insult you and say all these mean things to you first, so you don't say it to me. In romantic relationships, insecurity can create constant reassurance seeking, suspicion, emotional highs and lows, or difficulty trusting even when trust is earned. They may act clingy, constantly checking your partner's phone, or they may push the partner away as a primitive strike to avoid the pain of being the one left behind. Because love becomes filtered through fear instead of stability. Now, I asked myself, have I ever been jealous or labeled someone else that way? Yes, I have. And maybe this conversation gives you a deeper lens to look into yourself. Sometimes it's not about possession, it's about protection. Let me say that again. Sometimes being jealous, labeling yourself that way or someone else, this conversation is going to make it give you a deeper thought because sometimes it's not about being possessive, having possession, it's about being protected. Okay? So when I come back after this message, we're going to talk about duality of insecure and some healing techniques because that's what it's all about. It's about the healing. Y'all feel me? Right after these messages.
God, why does it bother you so much? He's just a work friend. You're being so insecure.
Stop using that word. You clearly don't know what it means.
I know exactly what it means. It means you're jealous because another guy is giving me attention.
No. Insecurity is acting crazy because I'm afraid to lose you.
Exactly! You're afraid I'll like him more.
I'm not afraid of losing you, Maya. Boundaries are knowing I will be okay. I'm perfectly fine without you.
Wait, what are you saying? You don't care if I leave?
I'm saying that might be... Peace comes first. If your behavior threatens my peace, the door is right there.
I didn't mean it like that. I just thought, couples get jealous.
Jealousy is for boys who compete. Boundaries are for men who replace. Have fun with your friend.
Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, bruh. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, bruh. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, bruh. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. I see it. Brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. That's crazy. Brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Brother. Come on, brother. Go. Yeah, each one and teach. Brother. Come on, brother. Go. Brother. You tired of seeing people? Come on, brother. Go. Brother. Hey, come still in that emergency state. Go ready the date. If we don't get our act right, it just might be too late. No longer the wait, it's about time we elevate. I know you love to talk down and debate, but how we gon' find a way to keep the kids from getting hit by bullets dead straight on the switch of a gun that didn't fucked up the aim? Don't trip, I'm still pulling up on Saturday at 2 or even 2:30. Big mouthpiece back to clear up your vision, cause I know it's been getting blurry. They say that boy ain't funny, and he's strictly good vibes only. COC money land, and this G is still a homies. Don't forget every other mental health money that come pull up on me. At about 2:45, we can't go live like it's us only. Surely but surely, old boy said he my dog, but this I heard he been hating on me. Hey, hold up, homie, come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, my sister, don't you know you are destined for greatness? Come on, sister, I put big brother mouthpiece in your playlist. Come on, sister, sleep with your twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister, where the love at? I see black hate.
Welcome back, family. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to Big Mouthpiece. Big Mouthpiece in the building, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to him, like and share it. The content it'd be so much fun. Some serious This going on the panels be really live. We appreciate Big Mouthpiece being the first gentleman of the COC. And like he said, come on through. Come on, brother. Come on, sister. Don't hate. Just come on through and participate. Hey, bars. Anyway, make sure you come through to come on, brother. Tomorrow, hit the notification for the exact time. Okay? So I'm going to wrap this discussion up about insecurity, the duality of it, and the healing process, okay? Because I want you to be feeling fabulous on this Friday, because it's Feeling Fabulous Friday. Don't forget that, okay? So, insecurity, right? It carries duality. And it sounds like, really, duality and insecurity? Yes. Because one side, it serves as a protective mechanism. It alerts you to potential risk and can motivate your growth. Y'all hear that? It can motivate your growth because you're being protected and you can see something being risky, and that over there might stop your growth. And you being insecure can help motivate the growth. It can create humility and self awareness. It can also drive a person toward high achievement and deep empathy, as they're often more attuned to the feelings of others. Now, on the other side of that coin, when left unchecked, it distorts perception and damages connection that causes immense pain. So, the question remains, do these feelings ever go away? Well, the reality is that insecurities may never disappear entirely, but they can be managed until they no longer control your life. Insecurities don't always disappear, like I said, but they can transform. They can be managed until they're no longer leading you in a way that, hey, the insecurity is leading me this way. They can soften. They can be manageable rather than dominant. So healing insecurity involves building internal validation rather than outsourcing it. You got to work with inside instead of looking for everybody else to help you with your insecurity. You got to look inside. Now, don't get me wrong. You can help people, people can help you and guide you to get the internal you, but you have to do it. It requires challenging distorted self talk with evidence. It requires setting boundaries, limiting comparison. You need to strengthen your skills and expose yourself to situations that build confidence gradually. Not only just situations, people. To move away from unhealthy insecurity, one must practice radical self compassion and challenge the inner critic with evidence based logic. Building a mastery in a specific skill can provide a genuine foundation for self esteem. But the most detailed way to heal is through consistent boundary setting and learning to validate yourself from within rather than seeking it from the outside world. That's the most way to heal. The best important way to heal from insecurity is to set boundaries that are going to help you validate you. So you're not looking outside to get validation. By acknowledging the root of fear and treating oneself with the same kindness one would offer a friend, a romantic lover, a family member that you deeply love, the grip of insecurity gradually loosens, allowing for life built on authenticity rather than fear. You can do this by You might have to go to a therapist. You could journal, write your thoughts down on paper, have honest self reflection and consistent action. They align with your values and cultivate real security. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm not just saying because it's my friend, okay? But I am a little bit. The series that Blended Healing has going on about understanding you can help with this insecurity. It can help you know your internal you so you can start healing you and not be insecure anymore. Security is not the absence of doubt, it's the presence of self trust. Okay, Love Palace family. Let me leave you with these closing words for today. Insecurity, it's not your identity. Mm-mm. It's not your name. It's not your destiny. It's not the truest thing about you. Insecurity, it's a learned response, a protective reflex, a memory of moments when you did not feel chosen, seen, safe, or even enough. But hear me clearly, Love Palace family. You are not the moment that hurt you. You are not the rejection that shaped you. You are not the comparisons that shrank you. You are not the criticism that echoed louder than encouragement. You, bless you, are the one who survived it. Insecurity will tell you to shrink. It's going to tell you to be quiet. It might tell you to overperform or overprove or even hold back love before love can leave. It will whisper that you are behind, that everyone else is ahead, that if people really know you, they will walk away. But insecurity is not truth. It's a fear rehearsing itself. And fear is loud, but sovereign is not. You were not born questioning your worth. You were not born comparing your light. You were not born afraid to take up space. You learned that. And what is learned can be unlearned. Security is not about becoming flawless, it's about becoming grounded. It's about knowing that even if you make mistakes, you remain valuable. Even if someone leaves, you remain whole. Even if you are misunderstood, you remain worthy. Security is walking into a room and not needing to measure yourself against everyone in it. Hmm. It is loving without interrogation. It is succeeding without self sabotage. And it's failing without self destruction. Mhm. It's the quiet confidence that says, I am growing, and that's enough for today. Insecurity may visit, it might even tap you on the shoulder, and it may try to remind you of old narratives, but it does not give you to the drive anymore. You do. You get to choose where you believe the old story to leave that behind and build a new one. You get to choose whether fear defines you and whether growth does. And here's the truth. And here's the truth, baby. You may been waiting to hear. You are not enough. You are becoming. You're already here. And the more you build safety within yourself, the more you become free to love, free to speak, free to try, and free to exist without apology. Insecurity may have shaped parts of your story, but it does not get to rewrite or write the ending.
I get insecure sometimes, still worthy, still mine. Insecure sometimes, still worthy, still mine.
Well, Love Palace family, that's all I have to talk about today on insecurity. And I want you to still go ahead and feel fabulous on this Friday because we're feeling fabulous, right? We're not being insecure because once you know what's in you and find the love with you in within your heart and within your spirit, within your mind, nobody can stop it because you validate yourself. Say goodbye to insecurity and hello to becoming who you are. Thank you for coming to the Love Palace. Peace and love to everyone. Have a fabulous weekend. Okay? Fun, relax, do whatever makes you feel good, and don't be insecure. And I will see you next week. Shout out to the replay game. Hey, replay game, do me a favor. If you happen to watch the replay, can you put a heart or something in the comments? Because you know what? That is all free to do that. But it just lets me know that you're in there and you're watching it because I see the views. Okay? It is free 99 to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that. Everyone have a lovely weekend. Peace and love.
Did you know that by addressing your insecurities, you can help yourself heal? The phrase as above, so below, which is found in the Bible but originates from ancient African spirituality, means that what exists in higher realms also exists in lower realms. And this is based on the universal law of correspondence. And this premise is true when we also say what exists inside of me also exists outside of me or in the external world. So if we utilize this universal law and say, as within me, so exists outside of me in the external world, then how we think and how we feel about ourselves will naturally be reflected back to us from the external world. So, and the reverse order is also true. So if you are looking in the external world for love, stability, and liberation, then those elements must also exist within you. If you're looking for those elements within relationships, they must also exist within you in relationship to yourself. So you can help yourself heal by addressing your insecurities by first creating inside of you all of those elements that you're looking for from the external world. So if you are looking to find love, harmony, and liberation in the external world, you must first ensure that you have loved, liberated, and harmonized yourself. Peace.
Felt love like she don't just love, she heals and keep. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of deep in the land free. In the love palace, ships dock even here. Yeah, we got the tide. God is deep. Whispering back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love, a daily dose.